Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today, the entire crypto market is dumping. So I'm going to tell you guys exactly why this is happening, what we think is about to happen in the near future, and of course, what we're going to do. So first of all, it's not only crypto. Taking a look at the indices, you can see the S&P and Nasdaq are also down some very severe percentages, and there's actually one very important reason as to why that's the case. It is the inflation numbers that came out earlier today. So to give you guys some context, every single month there's some numbers as to how prices have increased over a specific month, quarter, or year. And in this specific time frame here, we got inflation reached 8.6% in May. And here's what it means. The US consumer inflation in May reached its highest level in more than 4 decades as surging energy and food prices pushed prices higher. The Labor Department on Friday, which is today, said the consumer price index increased 8.6% in May from the same month 1 year ago, marking the highest reading since December of 1981. Economists surveyed the Wall Street Journal had expected that the consumer price index to rise to 8.3, or at least by 8.3% in May. So again, the fact that this number right now is 8.6, it is above the expectation, and that usually sets things just crashing down. Usually, when the stock market crashes, crypto crashes with it. However, on the inflation numbers, people often have this idea that because inflation is inherently quite positive for cryptos, as Bitcoin is trying to kind of like prove sort of that inflation is a real thing, and you should be cautious of holding only the US dollars as there's a new financial system popping up, or rather, the old financial system is kind of collapsing piece by piece. As it currently stands, and I already told you guys about this, people invest into crypto in a similar manner as to how they invest in stocks. They put a percentage of money in it, thinking it's just going to go up in time. And if things are bad, they pull it out and they use it to buy things with and whatnot. They don't necessarily use it as gold, as this actual store of value. They don't think about it except for just storing wealth, and they think about it as an investment vehicle to make them money instead of holding on to it for forever, for example. Just think about this for yourself. How many people actually buy gold to sell it? A lot of people, but in perspective, in percentage-wise, not that many people. The majority of people will just want to have gold as a safety measure if all else fails. Then think for yourself, how many people do you think buy crypto to never sell it? Do you plan on selling crypto? I believe so. At least 99% of the people in the crypto space intend to at least sell some, if not all their crypto, if they would have enough money. Which is why I often poll you guys with one simple question. And I actually want you guys to comment this down below. If your crypto portfolio became worth $10 million tomorrow, would you cash it all out? And again, it's a key question because first of all, where are you going to cash it out towards? A safer asset, which again is going to be the US dollar or what? With gold, people don't do it for that reason because they think gold is the safe thing, for example. With Bitcoin, people think it's the riskier, volatile thing. So when the market does bad, people like to pull their assets out of things which are riskier. And since again, Bitcoin and the S&P and whatnot, they can all be considered under the markets, people pull out. Having said that, that's also why I'm being very cautious with everything right now. The fear and greed index is ridiculously low, as I already described to you guys, which is showcasing to me eventually there's going to be a crazy spike. Not only because of fear and greed index, even though, of course, buy when people are fearful and sell when people are, pleasant about the situation again. Not so sure how the positive side on that one works. Greedy when they are fearful and don't at the other side. We basically mixed it with a lot of different factors which showcase that short term, things are looking quite bearish because we got this result, and even though it was supposed to be bullish, people took it negatively, and right now we got ourselves a negative Bitcoin breakout. Bitcoin as of this point is actually falling into the $28,000 range, which is very negative. And again, guys, this is a trade which I usually want to take. It's a breakout towards the downside with confirmation building up now. This is actually looking like we should open up a short position here. For XRP, it is looking like we're seeing a retest of the top, basically, of this little triangle, or specifically the wedge triangle. I guess both work here. Regarding the macro for Bitcoin, things are still looking good depending on how we shift over the next couple of days. And so if I were to open up a short position, it'd also be a short position. What I mean with that is if I open up a short right now over on some platform like Bybit is a platform I use all the time, I'll most likely only do it for a short amount of time. Reason being, most of my factors are showing bullish signs for a medium term. And even the model here has not really filled itself just quite yet. It depends on how we close over on Sunday. Again, if we do close below 28 point something, let's say 28.5 thousand, I'm going to be quite negative about the situation. Then again, right now the S&P and things are looking very negative. And of course, the S&P doesn't work over in the weekends, which I guess is kind of a scary thing to kind of think about. The fact that we ended on such a negative note. Then again, it doesn't necessarily mean much. Here's, for example, the end of the week, the 27th of May, and the beginning of the next week was an instant negative day. For example, Monday, we can actually open up with a crazy bullish candle. So it doesn't necessarily matter. This is just showing the correlation between Bitcoin and the S&P. S&P at the top, Bitcoin at the bottom. Then again, you got to note that there's a lot of days missing at the S&P because Bitcoin is 24/7 and the S&P is only intra-week. Before we move on, I completely forgot to tell you guys about this earlier. They're right now over on Bybit. Please listen carefully. It's an $8 million competition. It's actually a team-based competition as well. If you want to join my team, make sure you use the link down below. And if you didn't sign up yet, make sure you do that right now. But I'm just thinking you're already signed up for Bybit, you already have an account. Join my team right now. Within 5 weeks, I'm going to give somebody $10,000. That's maybe even in my team, maybe I'm going to do it like that. Only a person in my team can win $10,000. Just one of the people who's joined my team, and all you need to have is at least $500 in your account. Of course, it's going to be a trading competition, so I hope you guys are actually going to trade a little bit. But if you guys join within the first, I think like 36 more hours or 48 hours, you still also get a free NFT for being an early bird. How it works, just press the link down below and read into it, right? It's the squad race, I believe. And basically, if we end up winning, which I honestly think we will, at least I hope so, we all will get a part of the pie of how much we're going to basically win. So that basically means just by being part of the team, you might actually win a lot of money. Let's say we get the grand prize, which is a couple $1 million. Then every single person who's part of the team gets some of that money. Again, this is very important. You only have a couple more days to enter, which is why I'm putting a lot of emphasis on this. Check it out. A link is down below. We're going to win this one. At least I hope so. Depending on whether or not there's a couple of clear signals, I might actually also provide a couple of trades over in my Telegram. So honestly, if you have a Bybit account under me, again, you have to be in my team. If you're not in my team, then skip this message right now. But yeah, join my Telegram if you want yourself a couple of trading updates. Maybe I'm going to put some in, maybe not, but we'll see how it goes. Make sure you join that Telegram though. So yeah, do not actually stray away too much. To put it into perspective here, Bitcoin is actually not completely negative just quite yet. We have a little bit of leeway on multiple different exchanges. We have some, I think in aggregate as well, Bitcoin is still at about 28.9 or something like that, $1,000. It's not fallen too much just quite yet. And we said our little bottom before we consider things bearish is 28.6. So even though one of our models has shown, okay, we should open up a short position rather soon here, if the 4-hour closes is negative, which we think is going to, one of our models here is actually not showing to open up a short position just quite yet. And again, the longer term models are signifying that the bigger swing is still bound to happen. It's not been invalidated just quite yet because it's going to depend on our weekly close Sunday. And the price has not deviated as much yet where I'm getting really worried. Again, what we saw a couple of weeks ago is a clear example of that, where you can have some very negative price action throughout the week, but have a pretty positive close at the end of it. There's also a lot of other signs that right now is a little bit more of a bearish time on the short term. Short term can mean a couple of hours, couple of days. Bitcoin dominance rate reaches new yearly high. A lot of people are selling their altcoins for Bitcoin right as it currently stands. It's been ongoing for a couple of days that some very significant numbers are ongoing right now. And usually Bitcoin dominance spikes before a crazy altcoin run surges again. So be prepared for that as well. So once more, it's not only Bitcoin, it's most likely the inflation numbers which cause the stock market and things akin to go down, which cause crypto to go down, which will either, again, this is very much possible, rebound very hard tomorrow because these numbers should be positive for Bitcoin and they reflect negatively, or continue on with the pattern which we just basically explained, all right? We're showcasing a negative breakout for Bitcoin. This is tradable. This is what we basically have textbook, right? This is what I told you guys before, what we usually trade. Now, the only problem is, since a lot of signs are showcasing that there's going to be a bullish swing rather soon, we have to be really careful and actually have a very, very tight stop loss and a also pretty quick take profit. Which basically means, let's say we actually get the close right here. We actually might already want to take profit, for example, at 28.7 or something like that thousand, which could be a 1% trade. If we do it with 10 times leverage or so, that again can be 10% worth of profit that we take in a very short amount of time. But those are the quote-unquote better moves to make when it's so volatile and when it's so risky because of such heavy announcements. So again, we have a little bit of time before this closes, we shall see. But that was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. And I'll definitely see you guys again in another crypto video soon. But make sure you join that competition with Bybit. A link is down below.